So once we're done with this recording, I'm just gonna grab a flashlight and a book and go to bed because I can't edit, I can't do anything, I can't be in my workshop. So yeah,
Flashlight and a book. Nice.
flash.
Hello and welcome to No.1 Crude Mistakes with myself, Glenn from No.1 Projects, KJ from Crude but Efficient, and Haavard from Behind the Mistakes. Hello.
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 How you doing, fellas?
Doing fine.
Better
You?
than you.
Yep.
Yeah, better than you.
Yeah, the girls went away for the week and I got a cold and got poorly
With no one to take care of you.
with no one to look after me. I think they're quite pleased about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
When I rang them today and they said, "Are you poorly? You sound a bit different." I said, "Yeah, I am," and I'm sure I saw a little smirk on their faces. So, what have you been up to? Hurrah!
Not much. Been struggling with the cold. It's been a nightmare. Going to work, scraping ice. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you find an easier way around that to fixing it?
Sure did. Ah, it's been a very interesting week. It's been a roller coaster of emotions. Ah, no, I finished. Since it's illegal, I'm not calling it a flamethrower, so it's a windshield de-icer. And I got to test it and film it here the other morning, and it worked a little too much. And it's one of those instances when you have a good idea and like this is either gonna be extremely good or it's gonna be like the worst thing ever, and it turned out great, but it's like you have that feeling afterwards, like ooh, that was a bit much. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna take a second shot at that. So
So you still have a car?
I still have a car.
Hmm? Good.
Any damage?
No, or not at first. Not that I noticed. But then today I was going to use my windshield wipers, and there was a bit of a patch that it didn't cover. So I'm not sure if I ruined it during assembly or something, or if the rubber on the one of the windshield wipers actually got a lick of heat.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah, that might be. Yeah.
having seen the pictures, if you've just got away with one damaged wiper blade, you've done pretty well, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I did not have time to reflect on it. I arranged the cameras both inside and outside of the car. Had a bucket of water and everything, and just pressed the button. And once I was finished, I just had to rush down and just douse it with water to just put out any small flames, and of course dilute any leftover petrol that might seep into something. So yeah, it was first when I downloaded the video and looked at the shots, and like, this is the best thumbnail I've had so
That's
far.
brilliant.
And then I realized how big that flame was. So, of course, I did it early in the morning because I wanted the lights to be right. And yeah, hopefully none of the neighbors saw it because that must have been like a sight.
Do you have any future uses for the flamethrower? Are you going to add it to your cooking channel? Up there with the two-stroke mixer and the hot table. We still want to see that egg fried on, by the way.
Yeah. Um, I'm not gonna. I don't have any other use for the parts, so I'm just gonna put it on the shelf. But yeah, I thought about. I think both of the nozzle units or whatever you can call them would fit in the backside frame of that small tractor, so I could do a
Oh.
run with that and just spew flames out to the side. That would have been cool, maybe.
Do you really want to be sat so close to that?
With those speeds he's driving is no problem.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather be going faster, to be honest with you.
Yes.
No, there is a lot of things you can use them for. Although the unit itself is 3D printed, so I think it has a limited amount of use before you actually melt it. So you have to give it small bursts. I mean, if you leave it on for 2 or 3 seconds, you need to go over and huff and puff a bit to put out the small the plastic is burning as well. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, now you just have to build the rest of the Mandalorian armor, and then you're set for Halloween.
Yeah. We actually said yesterday. I mean, they're having the yearly carnival at the kindergarten, and we just, all right, we're gonna join this year as well. And me and the wife is like, all right, maybe we should do some costumes this year, not just only the kids, but although it would have been a big hit with the kids having a flamethrower, I'm not sure all the parents would approve just going around wielding flames. So.
Well, that depends on what kind of relationship you want with other parents going forward.
That is true, because I do not want to be invited
Again.
in the arranging committees of various things. So yeah, might just set
Just be the one that they forget every time. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Could maybe do a little sideline of roasting marshmallows for people at the same time.
Yeah.
Charging them. Could buy your next tool.
Yeah, there is a lot of fears, isn't it? And maybe I should talk to Rasmus. Maybe he needs it in his forge. Do you want something flamed? I mean, you're just using puny gas. Look at this.
I'll tell you something, just for his reels alone, just one of those firing in the background is going to boost his numbers, isn't it?
Yeah. That is, of course, yeah, it could. I mean, the units itself, it's small enough to mount on the wrists like Spider-Man, or you could put it on your back to just like have flames coming out like Mad Max when they're strapped to that truck going down the desert with the flames. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Or on the back of the trousers for every time you bend over.
Yeah. Oh, that's the most hilarious fart jokes.
What about you, KJ? What have you been up to?
Getting older.
Oh, yeah, it was your birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So, how old are you? Are you the big 29, 30 next year? Yeah.
No, it's the nice even of 44.
Oh, well done. That sounds pretty young to me.
Well, I mean, there's always going to be one guy who's older than you and one who is younger, depending on where you are on that. At least one older and one younger, so yeah.
I was going to say until you die and then everyone is younger, but then you have all the other dying before you, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
status quo.
yeah, probably not going to beat any records.
So, last year you went to see Wicked. Did you get to anything this year?
Yeah, I did that, didn't I? Yeah, I've forgotten about that. That was... no, we haven't done anything that spectacular. Nope, I haven't found anything wanted to watch at the moment. So no, it was just a very low key celebration of sorts.
Yeah.
I got a knitted sweater. That was nice.
Oh, it was very nice, actually.
that was
Michelle
very
liked that as well. Yeah. The
Nice.
thing she noticed on the little video you sent us.
It has its benefits of having a wife who is more or less addicted to yarn. It feels like. I mean, if she gets a minute over, it's either knitting or a book.
Must be kind of nice to have one knitted for you, Cage. I mean, just to get your dimensions right, because you can't buy stuff off the peg, can you?
No, I've never been able to find. No, I've never found sweaters basically that fit me. My wife, for some reason, managed to find some and buy them at the store as well. I don't know how she did it, but yeah, this one, if it's really nice, because I had to try it like 10 times while she was knitting it. So that's pretty
Can't
nice.
you just make a project out of it and make a U-sized mannequin so you can just use that one for trying on sweaters so you don't have to just.
Yes, probably. I mean, I have 3 mannequins as is. That's not too hard to bulk it up to be
I say
my size.
it's just elongating the limbs, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah, that's the tough part.
Yeah, and just
How hard can it be?
cleave them halfway through from the top and just put a wedge in to get the wider
Yeah.
shoulders and yeah.
Extra 10 centimeters everywhere. Not everywhere.
Exactly. And I also got the DJI mobile phone gimbal, which is very advanced.
Yeah, how does that work?
Uh, to answer the question you asked, I don't know how well it works. Great when you get it to work.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean it syncs up to the phone via Bluetooth, and then somehow make a guesstimation of what you want with it, and then try to stabilize it from there. And it has been acting up, to say.
Oh no.
I mean, I think I think the problem is that it has too many settings, and I haven't sat down and actually read any manual or watched any tutorial or anything. Just me mashing buttons is not enough to actually make it work as it should, I feel, because it's not 100% intuitive.
Right.
But I mean, if you have to read the manual, that's on the designers, not you. I mean, if you can't make anything easy enough that someone can figure it out without a manual, you've done a poor job.
Yeah, I mean, when I started it, everything worked fine. Oh, if you want to do this, click here. If you want to do this, click here. And it was like 10 messages of that kind. And I was just, go away, go away. I just want to try it out. And then
Oh no.
sit there pushing button, and I was like, how does this work? I don't know. Maybe I should have listened when the tutorial was. So yeah, I'm going to sit down and actually try to understand everything about it. But when I have used it and it worked, it's been working just as intended. It can follow you around. If you mark a face, then it can track that face and move the camera around on it, and it stabilizes the picture. It's a lot better walking filming than me holding the phone by hand, at least.
Can you mark just regular objects as well, KJ?
I think so. I haven't.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've accidentally marked a chair when I missed a person in it. So I think it can. I think it can do far too much for it to be easy to use. But yeah, that's definitely on me.
But then
So
it's a
apart-
good thing then that it needs to be paired to your phone, so it uses the phone in some sorts, which means I can't use it on my camera, which is good because then I don't have to get it.
So despite getting older, what else have you been doing? You done any making?
Very little making, actually, because work has picked up to like a normal rate, which is, it feels weird when it's been really slow for like the past month or so. Then you get used to only have to doing half time, more or less. But I mean, I actually enjoy my job, so it's been fun doing it. But you don't get that much energy and time over for other stuff. I have not. I have received my spot welder, but I haven't opened the package yet
Oh no.
because I haven't had a big chunk of time to actually progress the video.
Right.
So then I've done some more research about tool batteries and learned a couple of things that might be problematic. Because actually, modern tool batteries are actually kind of smart, and they actually remember stuff. So if you try to put a a broken battery on the charger 3 times, it just bricks it and it won't ever work again.
Oh wow!
Just for a safety precaution, because they do not want a fire. So
Right.
if you have a battery like I have, where all the cells seem to function perfectly, but it won't take charge, that's probably it. That it just wiped the memory and won't charge. So then you have to change the entire control board on it. So I've ordered 3 control boards from our friends over in China.
Oh wow!
So the project has been elongated for
Ooh.
like at least a week.
But I mean, if you then you remember that guy with the bicycle building what was it, 100 or 1,000 kilometers range electric bike, because he just sourced battery cells from whatever and just put them together. And you could now take one of those control boards and you could just spend half a year collecting battery cells, and you could make the largest Makita battery ever. I can help you 3D print a casing.
Yes, that would probably work. And the fact that I have what is it, 18, I think, salvage batteries that I bought online. So I'm very ready for that. But I don't think I want a tool battery containing that many batteries. They would be a bit heavy
Can you not?
and a fire hazard.
Can you not just take the control board out altogether and just bypass that?
That depends on the tool. Some tools are also intelligent in quotation
Right.
marks, so they won't start unless they get a control signal from the battery.
Jesus.
But older tools don't care, and the same
Right.
thing with chargers. If the old or a no-name charger that don't really care about safety that much, then it can do it. But otherwise, it won't. That's the thing with that. The battery has three pegs, the terminals. One is
Yeah.
positive, one is negative, and one is the thermal check. So that's you can just bypass that with a plus, because then it looks like the battery is okay. Because if there's a voltage difference, then the charger won't take it and the tool won't start because the battery is overheating. And that's a good thing that the tool is not doing that. So
Yeah, I think
you don't want to mess with that too much.
I mean that is a safety function I would appreciate, but some other functions you could, and that depends on how smart the circuit is, because I have an exhaust sensor on my car, and I get like an error message every time I start it, and it just don't let me do certain things as long as that fault indicator is lit.
Attach flamethrowers.
Yeah, for instance.
Your car knows you.
Yeah, it just goes into safe mode once he sees me. But I have a sneaking suspicion, but I haven't found the information, because I'm thinking that sensor, hopefully it's just giving you a value, and hopefully I could just mimic that with maybe a resistor or something to, because it's probably just feeding it the voltage and then it gets something back, and then if I know what is the range is going to be, and I could just let the sensor be there, I can take the cap off and I can just make an insert, because it doesn't really do anything other than monitoring that you're probably within the range for some emissions, something. The car works fine without it, but I just needed to think that it's okay, and then
Yeah, as long as the car isn't taking that value and feeding it into the system for some kind of telling it that something else in the motor is fine. But yeah, it should probably work.
it's an old car. It can take it. I mean, tried setting fire to it, didn't seem to mind. So
If it can survive that, it can survive anything.
It's time to bite the bullet and get that car off to the garage, mate.
Yeah, I did. I did actually order, or I tried ordering an appointment yesterday, but and I went through all the steps and wrote the description and whatnot, and found the date in their online calendar, and then I just got an error message, and I'm like, God damn it! And it was too late to call them, so I have to try again today. So yeah, I've almost bitten the apple. But how about you, Glenn? Any making?
Yeah, I've done some making. I've been strum sticking for a change and lading for a
That's
change.
what? Oh, I got a strange feeling of deja vu there for a minute. But yeah, go ahead.
The problem is, well, people keep watching them, and I keep getting ideas on how to make them different. So yeah, whenever that's happening, I will keep making them. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one's turned on the lathe, which was a big chunk of engineered oak, which I've turned, made into the general sort of shape, and then cut it in half widthways, hollowed each end out, and then stuck it back together, and then sliced a bit off the side lengthways.
But I saw the pictures. Are you planning on only using the one half, or do you have a plan for the entire thing?
Well, I made it deeper than a half, so it's actually almost 2/3.
Ah,
So I've
yeah.
only got a third left, so the other bit is a bit too shallow for anything other than maybe another lamp. If you're interested, KJ, you like making lamps?
Maybe you can use it as a string protector for the drumstick when it's not in use. So
Hey,
you just put it over like a coconut.
that's a really good idea, actually. I like that.
No, you can, or you can. Speaking of coconuts, you can also have a percussion function, like from the Monty Python's,
Ah,
like mimicking horse. Yeah,
Yeah. I've not tried that either. Another good idea. That's why I talk to you two.
or you could just sand the outer part so it's flat, and then you have a bowl like the ones we all made in wood class when we were 10.
Or something to keep your nuts in.
Yeah.
so how was it doing that deep dive into the hollowing it out?
That wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad at all. The scariest part was when I'd done that and glued it back together and then did the slice lengthways. Because there was multiple ways I could have done it. But, table saw and bandsaw. But most of those involved making a jig and I just couldn't be arsed.
So laziness.
Yeah. So I started
guy.
to attack it with the handsaw, and it started to go adrift a little bit, but it sort of crept into the bit that I didn't want. So I broke out the multi-tool and started sawing my way through it, but ended up burning my way through the rest of it. It didn't take long to melt the blades down using one oak. But yeah, got it done in the end, and then spent an hour hand sanding it completely flat. Laid some sandpaper out on a board and rubbed it up and down there for an hour, which was as dull as.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. But that's done now, and started on the neck yesterday. So I think probably by the weekend I'll have the build done, but I'm going to edit it, and then it's going to go off to Steve so he can put the soundtrack to it.
Yeah, of course.
That's quite handy. But it'll mean delaying the video by about a week.
Yeah, but I mean, it is you having Steve is an unfair advantage that you should make use of.
Absolutely. So. Yeah, if it wasn't for Steve, I couldn't make these instruments at all. There'd be no point, would there?
If I had a Steve, I would probably make some instrument as well.
Well, maybe I just dreamt this, but some while ago I had this wild, very surrealistic dream that Glenn said he was gonna try to learn how to play a strum stick, but no, it's probably just something I've imagined.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about there, mate.
Doesn't sound real at all.
No, it sounds a bit far-fetched, to be honest.
That was when I built the cigar box, and when I'd first built the cigar box guitar, I took it in the house, And every day, probably twice a day, I'd pick it up and I'd have a little play on it. And then I got a little bit fed up of seeing it in the house. I brought it in the office, and I don't think I've touched it since. There's even a file in one of my computer folders saying learning how to play, and I think I've got about 10 minutes when I first picked it up. Yeah, no. Well, I've got a Steve, that's all right. I don't need to learn. Yeah.
That's what friends are for, not learning stuff.
Exactly. It's just sharing skills, isn't it?
Or you're maybe just pulling the curtain on us and keeping us in the dark, and you're going to make one of those videos that took 10 years, like the guy who learned how to play the piano over 12 years because his father commented something when he was 10, and then at 22 he just like, I'm a virtuoso now.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I just think it's a Tyler Durden thing that Glenn have been Steve all along. It's just a different part of him, but
Yeah.
he hasn't realized that himself. He thinks he's his best friend.
Yeah, we've never seen those two together.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because next week you will.
Exactly.
Well, you claim that, but
Get a stand in.
Yeah, we've got an AI Steve joining us next week as a guest. Don't know whether it was the beer talking the other night or what came over him, but he said, "When are you going to invite me on the podcast?"
I didn't even know he listened to it.
Oh, he does. He does, yeah. He does listen.
Just to hear his own music.
It's the only way he can have any sort of conversation with me, even if it's one-sided, listening to this. until I built another instrument and I need him again.
Oh, that sounds sad.
Yeah, no. It's a mutual thing. I fixed his bass guitar for him today and yesterday. Fixed it. He came over to pick it up tonight. Immediately broke it again. So I fixed it again, and off he went as happy as can be. I was telling KJ, he's one of those people that likes to stress test everything in his clumsy way.
When you said that, I remember I've actually done some making today, or should I say repairing. 2 years ago, we got one of these, what you call them, storyteller box. One of the kids has a box where you can put different cards in, and it plays different fairy tales or
You did a video on it, didn't you, once?
Yeah, I did. I make a holder for it.
Yeah.
And now we got a recall message that you need to register at this page, and we'll send you a new charging wire because the one that followed the package was faulty. We have never used it, but yeah, we can take a new cable. And then a half year later, they just sent a new message. You need to order a new battery pack and swap it out. So we done that. That came in the mail today. So I actually, they, I mean, it's one of those boxes that is not meant to be taken apart, but now they've kind of had to. So you get a very good instruction for like, you have to use this special tool that we provided with you, and you need to pry here and press and squeeze, then it will pop open. And so, yeah, I've done that today and removed one old battery and put a new one in. And
if they continue like this, your kids are going to be listening to fairy tales till they're 25, aren't they?
yeah,
This thing's going to last forever.
it is. And now I have a spare battery, which is a fire hazard.
Well, that's not a problem for you. You like fire.
Yeah. If not, I'll send it to you and you can make a video about it.
Yeah.
How do the cards work? Are they just like are they basically just an SD card?
No, it's a credit card size, and it's like an RFID tag inside them. So it's very basic. You can also get some blank ones, and you can just upload your own audio and link to the cards. So the cards are dumb as shit. It's just a code, so you put it in, and then of course it just goes to the web page and play whatever audio you either bought or uploaded. So I have, for both the kids, I read some of their favorite stories and just uploaded that, so they have their cards with the daddy's stories on.
Oh, nice.
That was kind of cool.
And lazy of you.
Yes.
Don't try and play it like it was a loving move.
The
Can be
issue,
both.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the issue is they are now a bit old. I mean, it's the Gruffalo and all those stories, and they've outgrown that. So I need to do some new stories because now we're reading Harry Potter. But I mean, I can read both Gruffalo books and record that in half an hour, no problem. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to take me a fortnight to record the entire first book of Harry Potter,
Just
and of course,
just download the soundtrack to the movie.
yeah. Well, we do have the audiobook for the version that Stephen Fry reads, but they're not very proficient in English at this point. So yeah, it might be a bit further down the line.
Yeah, Harry Potter might not be the one to learn English with because of the vocabulary.
No,
All of the made up words, that sort of thing.
and it is, maybe it's me because I'm getting older and weirder, but I mean, one thing is the Norwegian translation of them. Some of the names are rather good, but there is something about the sentence structure of that book that it doesn't sit well with me. I mean, I'm reading it and like, so it seems like the translator has done too much of his own interpretation, because this is not the way I would have said this in any normal. But I mean, it is a book about wizards and witches.
Well, speaking of changing batteries, you also had a video out, Glenn.
Oh yeah. How would you describe that video?
Commercial.
Surprisingly, yeah, surprising, yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a two birds with one stone. I mean, I would never have filmed me changing the watch battery for a YouTube video ever.
Well, I mean, that watch battery did not need a tutorial on how to change it, I feel.
Well, there's loads. There's actually quite a few tutorials on the G-Shock watch, and all of them have got way more views than me. I mean, some are in the millions, KJ, so definitely worth a punt.
Sure.
And it is climbing. So, yeah.
You know, I mean, you made the screwdriver look nice, at least.
Yeah, that screwdriver's pretty cool, actually. I really like that thing. Yeah. Yeah, but no, it was obviously just a commercial for the screwdriver. It had to be done. It didn't have to be done. They've never actually asked me to do anything, film anything at all. But
So
it's
it
nice
you
of
feel
them to do
you feel obliged.
So it took 1,001 subscribers, and you sold out immediately. I'm corporate now, like I'm doing screwdrivers and watches.
Nice.
And
I sold out to High Chica way before I got 1,000 subscribers.
You did.
yeah, to be fair, you do. It's like a kid on first row. Pick me, pick me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you asked them for a branded T-shirt to wear to make your central as well?
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll get that sorted. I was hoping they were going to have a stand and I could be on the stand.
Yeah, that would be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I've actually got.
I've got to be totally honest though. When I saw the screwdriver, I like, was is that the way they write? He or is that a different brand? I don't get it. So yeah, it is two brands, isn't it? The High Cheek and the High Cocky.
Yes.
They're totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think High Coke is pretty desirable. Well,
Yes.
that's quite a well-known brand.
That's the old
Yeah.
Hitachi.
Hitachi.
Yeah.
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 But no, it's a bloody good screwdriver. I mean, I've never had one of those screwdrivers before to compare it to, but this one seems good. I've not had to start a single screw off by hand first. It just pulls them straight out.
It was a decent collection of bits as well.
It's got all the bits, and tweezers and prizing things and a magnetizer and a demagnetizer.
So nothing is safe in your house.
No.
Screwing everything now.
Absolutely. They screw everything that moves and doesn't move. Yeah. They've actually sent me another tool which I'm really quite excited to use. That I actually asked them for this ages ago. So I've got their mini circular saw, which I'm going to use on the next project after the Strumstick.
Oh, so you're not going to use the screwdriver to take the saw totally apart just to see what did they actually send me? And like, all right, plastic gears, okay. No
How
control
many?
circuit on the battery, okay.
How mini is the circular saw? What size?
Its total size is 50 mil. No, that's a
That
joke,
is pretty-
KJ. That's a joke, KJ. It's the size of an angle grinder with
Okay.
a similar size blade. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think it might just be an angle grinder with a saw blade on it.
A weak angle grinder.
It's 750 watts. It's not too bad.
Well, that's
Yeah, that's not bad. It's the same as
Okay.
my angle grinder. Yeah,
Yeah, 3,500 RPM, I think it said on the box.
yeah,
that's a really slow angle grinder.
yeah. For angle grinder, that's kind of puny, but
But for us, always decent.
I think it's enough. Yeah, I think it'll be pretty handy for breaking apart sheet goods and things. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using that one.
Yeah. Sometimes the big saw is a bit much to wave around.
Yeah, definitely.
It always feels weird when I see at construction sites where they use like a big size handheld circular saw to cut like 2x2s and that sort of thing, just freehand, and
Yeah,
it doesn't look nice.
I always just wonder why they're not using a miter saw for it.
Yeah, because they're lazy, I feel like. And a lot of time I've seen roofers do that. They're standing on the roof and just cutting it freehand in the air
Yeah,
with a big size circular saw. That's
just seems dangerous to me.
yes.
I bought mine when right after we got the house because we tore out all the wall-to-wall carpets and put laminates down. So in whatever room you were, of course, you didn't have to like put a big miter saw or some other stand in. You could just use it. So yeah, I just marked the line for where it was going to go and just cut it almost over my knee. So yeah, those small ones are really nifty.
And you enjoy having a wooden leg, don't you?
Yeah, very much so. I'm a pirate, you know. Arr,
He's always having something to carve when he's in a meeting on a slow day. Just picks his leg up and gives himself a new wood tattoo.
With his pyrography pen.
Yeah.
I was going to say that, yeah. But that being said, though, I've said it before that if I were going to lose a limb, preferably it would be a foot, and then I could just make all kinds of attachment to my prosthetics. But of course, at some point, I would have also made myself a wooden leg for, the yearly carnival at kindergarten. I mean, if you could change your prosthetic for a proper,
Yeah.
yeah. And then, of course, you have the pirate leg, but then you could just take any old table leg for a scrap wood challenge, and you can, yeah, your pyrography pen, and that's all. It's almost too much good ideas for not losing a leg.
I mean, making a reel of you standing in the hardware store looking at table legs and measuring what would fit my prosthetic best. Just have with a wheel on it or a height adjustable. Oh, yeah, I just remembered the best gift I got for my birthday was from my oldest son, who just got his own phone with a Google account. So I got a subscriber on YouTube.
Oh, brilliant.
He was well pleased with that gift.
Yeah, we'd all like that gift if you could have a word with him.
Yeah.
I'll see it when your birthday comes around.
Okay. Brilliant. So, at the weekend, we noticed that people are still lampalonging.
Yes. The curse is spreading, or what should you say?
That's right. You can't stop a good along.
Took on a life of its own, and yeah.
Is that the tagline?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, so Chris from Ultrawoody, who's normally just a wood turning channel, made a lamp, a crane lamp, and it was fantastic actually.
Yeah, it looked really good.
Yeah. And he gave me a good shout out, so this is why he's getting one now on the podcast. Check out Ultrawoody. He's a good wood turner. A nice guy as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really enjoyable. Gave him a follow, and yeah.
Was it his birthday?
Oh, so it needs to be birthday now, yeah. Oh.
Apparently so, yeah.
To anyone listening, May is coming up, you know.
Shush you, mine's next.
All right, so I'll go and unsubscribe just to give you that high on your birthday.
As long as you unsubscribe well in advance, so he forgets about it.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem fair, since I've just become a Patreon of yours.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's, the numbers keep. So, did you get a notification before this recording? Did you?
No, I don't always get notifications on my email.
No.
Yeah.
And
I'm not sure if you get it on the Patreon app. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I got it.
yeah,
At least.
on my high level of patronism, I don't really get to see much of your early content. I only get a 30-second preview.
Yeah, but now you get to see them all, don't you?
All the stuff you put out for your patrons.
Yeah, the backlog.
No, I just get a 30-second preview of any of them. I don't get to see any more than that. They want my dollar, or you want my dollar, one or the other.
Well, they at most.
Yeah.
What? All right,
Yeah.
I need to look into that because yeah, that's annoying.
It's kind of nice. I mean, it looks good on your thing when you put Patreons up, because there's more than 3 now. And
Yeah, 5.
and nobody knows what they're paying, and it's just a way of showing support.
Yeah,
isn't
just
it?
just 2 more away from just quitting my job and going full-time creator.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Hey, it's 5 more than me.
it's not an upper limit, you know. You can you don't have to use the predefined numbers. You can just drop $1 million or 2 and see what I set fire to next. 'Cause Daddy needs a new car.
Have you done any more shop business since last week, since we shouted the shop out?
No,
Sort of, no?
No. I thought you were thinking about the workshop now. It took me a second to.
That shop.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
your merchandise shop with your team.
No. But I haven't seen it. I mean, when you did the Haichika video, I was kind of low key hoping like, oh, okay, no t-shirt, okay.
Yeah, you just sent me the T-shirt for free, mate. different story.
Well, I'll send you a t-shirt, all right. I just need to do some photoshopping. Speaking of, I'm working on my next project, and it is involving you two. And
Yeah, what the hell's going on there?
I am I'm making a box, and I need you on it. So yeah, I started.
Okay,
playing
what are you
around.
gonna put into the box?
What's in the box? I saw they re-released 7 now. So no, yeah, I'm making a bit of a surprise. I think I might. Maybe I can finish it this weekend. It really depends on my photo editing skills, because for those of you who haven't seen it, I took a picture of myself, and then I asked you two if you could get me some pictures of yourself, like you were sitting on the ledge of something, and you both went all Tyra Banks on me. So I got a whole backlog now of photo shoot pictures, which were brilliant.
It's quite disturbing sometimes when you look at your photo gallery on your phone, isn't it?
It can be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So are we gonna appear in your videos for the coming year, just as like elves on the shelf in a corner somewhere?
Yeah, that was the plan. It's like just in the background there. That is actually a
Find the
brilliant
Glen.
idea.
That's
Yeah.
the new game.
Oh, that's better than a Werther's original, isn't it?
Yeah. No, so I need to. I photoshopped you both on my shoulders as devils. I need to finalize that, and then I need to print it so I can. I've always struggled with. I mean, you make a picture and you define the size on the computer, but every time you print it, it's always a bit off. I mean, so I need to print the picture to actually measure the actual size of the picture, and then I'm gonna 3D print a box to put it on with some functions. That's as much as I can say. So
Interesting.
I was gonna ask you for some audio input as well today, but I fell asleep on the couch, so I did not have time to write down what I want you to say. So yeah, we'll have a second session later this
Yeah,
week.
no worries.
Yeah.
Try not to cough in between.
Yeah, maybe that's keep it realistic. I
Yeah.
need some coughing and a squeaky chair.
Well, you have a lot of recordings for that
Yeah.
to dig through.
Yeah, I did. I don't remember for what occasion, but I thought I'm gonna make a reel, just a compilation of laughs and sounds and so on. And like, yeah, but I can't be bothered listening through 20 episodes I know the snippets are there, but I don't know where in the episode. And it's, I mean, the last time I did the edit, I struggled for way too long finding where the fuck did we end the episode and start the half part and going back and forth. No, this was the half part, or was this the main episode? I don't even remember. So yeah, I'm gonna spend a fortnight if I'm gonna just compile a bit of sound gallery. So yeah, that's not happening.
Sometimes that's reassuring to know that your laziness prevents you from doing that.
Yeah, I'm lazy and I don't have enough time. So yeah, that's
It's not laziness, is it, though? It's just you have all these silly ideas, you can't implement them all, can you? There's not enough time.
Yeah,
oh, which is a bit sad, really.
it is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, I don't write them down, so I don't remember them anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but not everything on that list is good. So yeah, it's more a nice reminder to have that. Oh, yeah, I've already had this idea, and I still don't want to do it. You can safely forget about it.
Yeah, but that being said, though, double back to the flamethrower video, I do actually think that idea I had the first time when I was 18 or something. It was like the first year I had a car or something like, or maybe even before that when I was practice driving with my parents. So the idea itself is 20 plus years old. So it took me this time to actually have the equipment and like, fuck it, I'm doing it. So yeah, you can have a good idea today and it can simmer for 20 years. So yeah.
The problems with when I have ideas that simmer for a long time, when I finally do them, I sometimes forget that I have done them, so they still keep simmering. And then I just, oh yeah, I built that. I take myself by surprise when I see what I actually made because I've forgotten about it.
But I see a lot of YouTubers, they actually do, like after a while they revisit projects because I always wanted to do this or I had a better idea, and so that is always an option. I mean, if you, I have a great, I did that before, well, that shouldn't stop you from doing it again.
no, if you want to
Hopefully you're better.
If you want to make 4 drumsticks, you just crack on.
That was going to be my segue. I mean, you could make like 4 set. Yeah.
No one's judging you. Much.
And then,
And then
of
just
course,
make
is practicing in the like without telling anyone. And then in a few years, he's gonna make his own music video where he plays all the drumsticks and cut. So he's like playing all the parts in a band, and yeah,
Yeah.
he's now
Everything they bow
learning
out, yeah.
Da Vinci, and when he buys a green screen, I mean, he started painting his wall green there already. I see.
Yeah. I've done the percussion instrument as well already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What am I missing? Not
a
percussion and
wind
string.
instrument. That's the rage.
I've got one of those, but it's not very tuneful.
Get the bagpipe. Come on, you know you want to.
I've got a whistle. That's sorted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, slide whistle.
The trombone whistle. Yeah.
Trombone whistle.
You could call it that, I guess.
I mean, the trombone is just a big slide whistle in
Yeah.
brass, isn't it? So yeah, you're not impressing anyone. I had one of those. It was in a candy bag I got at the store when I was 12.
Yeah. All right. I'll stop then if I'm not impressing anybody.
Ending the episode on offending
Yeah.
an entire profession.
Yeah, let's end it there. Good night.
Good night.